Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For my video today I am going to be talking all about one of my very favorite designers, and that is Louis Vuitton. So if you are a lover or a customer of Louis Vuitton, you probably know that they do not have sales, they do not offer discounts, they don't have an outlet, and in fact if you want to buy a brand new item from Louis Vuitton you're going to have to go to the boutique and pay the full price. And with the current climate of designer goods, the prices are always going up, so chances are if you buy something this year or this month, in a couple months the price might be higher. So that can be rather daunting. However, there is one category in Louis Vuitton that you can actually get a discount, and that is perfume. So let me talk a little bit about Louis Vuitton perfume. So they had some perfumes way back in the 20s. I believe they launched a scent back in like 1926 or something like that, which was a limited edition, and then they had a few scents here and there up until the 1940s, and then they discontinued them. So in 2016, they decided to relaunch their fragrances, and they hired a well-known master perfumier called Jacques Cavalier-Beltrun. I believe that is his name. And so he is very well known in the industry. He is famous for creating several really famous fragrances, including Acqua di Gio from Giorgio Armani. So if you're familiar with that one, you probably know this man's skill. And so he came into Louis Vuitton and he created 7 scents for women. They all were released at the same time, so this was not like they released them one at a time like some of the design houses do. So all 7 were released in September of 2016, and they were very, very popular. And then 2 years later, in 2018, they released 5 men's fragrances. So at the time that they released them, I really wasn't in the market for a new fragrance, so I kind of disregarded them. However, a couple years ago, I ordered a bag online, and when I received my package, they included in the bag some fragrance samples. They just happened to be the men's fragrances. So I tried them out, and I fell in love with the fragrance called Orage. Now I know it is supposed to be men's fragrance, but I don't care because I love it. It smells so, so good. It has patchouli, there's iris. I know patchouli, sometimes people think it's like really kind of woodsy and smoky, but this fragrance is not. It's just, to me, it's luxe in a bottle. I love it, and so I knew I had to buy it. And so I went down to my closest boutique, which is a good 2 to 2.5 hour ride from my house, and I did pick up the bottle of Orage. And when you do go into the boutique, it's a really nice experience. They have a beautiful fragrance section. They have lovely lighted shelves, and all of the fragrances are there for you to test. And the SAs are really accommodating if you're interested in getting a sample. So they will give you samples freely. All you have to do is ask. And I know, I think it's a great idea, because a lot of times when you are trying a fragrance, maybe you try it in the store and you think, oh, that smells good, I'll buy it. Or you smell it on somebody else and it smells delicious on them, and so you go and you buy it, and it turns out that it smells different on you, or later on the top notes wear off and you don't like the lingering scent, and that I feel that that's happened to nearly everybody. So in order to avoid that, I would definitely recommend getting some samples from the SA and trying them out to see what works for you. So that is ultimately, you know, the goal was to find the fragrance that I like. I already knew I loved the Orage because I had already tried the sample, and so I went in, I bought the fragrance. I was very, very happy with it. Now, all of the fragrances come in this bottle, or this style of bottle. It is very simple and elegant. It has this really nice stopper. The stopper is magnetized, so it goes on there. It's nice and heavy, and it feels really luxe, and it has the Louis Vuitton embossed on the top there. And each one of them is going to come in this little canister. So rather than having a box, they actually give it to you in the canister. And the canister will say the name of the perfume on it. This one happens to say Orage, and of course the bottle says Orage on it as well. I don't know if you can see that, but when I got mine, I decided to go ahead and keep the canister primarily because I have a really mischievous cat, so she runs around at night and a lot of times she knocks stuff over, and I was afraid that she was going to knock over this bottle because it is kind of a heavy bottle and I didn't want it to spill, I didn't want it to crack, so consequently I kept it in this canister, and it turned out to be a great idea because then when I had to transport my bottle, it was very easy to do. All I had to do was put it in this canister. Now, Louis Vuitton does sell little cases for your perfume. They're quite expensive. They're in the monogram canvas, but they are beautiful. So if you are saving up for one of them, perhaps, you know, you can use that for your travel purposes, but this works just as well. So I had my perfume for just about a year and a half when it really started to be almost gone, and I knew I was getting to the end of the bottle. I wear it all the time, by the way. I love it. It's one of those perfumes that people say, oh my God, you smell so good. What are you wearing? And that, of course, is the goal of any perfume, and so I do wear it quite a bit. I got down to the very end of the bottle and I was this close to ordering a new bottle online. And through a series of events, I discovered that you don't have to buy a new bottle. So basically, I was going through a repair process, and so I downloaded the app, and I was navigating through the app one day, and I discovered in the frequently asked questions area that they do perfume refills. I feel like this is kind of like something that they don't really promote, but it is available. And so the website really doesn't say too much about it. It just says that any of the boutiques that do sell fragrance, they will be able to refill your fragrance for you. But I wanted to be sure because, again, the drive to my closest boutique is, you know, 2 to 2.5 hours, and I didn't want to get there and discover that they couldn't do it for me. So I called up customer service. They were extremely helpful, as they usually are, and I wanted to know, you know, do I need my receipt? Do I need to clean out the bottle? What do I need to do? Do I need to make a special appointment? And the girl said, none of that, just bring your empty bottle to the store and they will happily refill it for you. So I thought, great. So I met up with some family members who live in King of Prussia Mall, which was my closest boutique, and we went there on a Tuesday. I think we got there before 11 o'clock. There was no line to get in, which is amazing. We walked right in and the SA came over right away. I said, I want to refill my perfume. And I produced the bottle. He goes, great, fine. He said, I'll be happy to do that for you. He takes my bottle and he disappears into the back room with it. Now, I did not get to see him refill it, so I don't really know what the process is. It's kind of a secret thing. And it did take a little while. So no worries though. In the interim, another SA came over, offered us some sparkling water, came out with a tray of, you know, 3 Perrier bottles and glasses and everything. And so we, you know, biddy-bummed around in the Louis Vuitton store, looked at the shoes and the bags and tried on some sunglasses. We waited about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes, and eventually the SA came back out. He apologized profusely for the wait, so I guess there might have been a little bit of a hitch, I'm not sure. I guess it normally does not take that long, but anyway, he had the bottle ready to go, and then when he rang me out, it was only $190, which is about a little less than a 40% savings from the regular price. So if you wanted to buy this bottle today on the website or in the store, it is a 100 milliliter bottle, 3.4 ounces, and it costs $300 for this scent. Some of the scents do actually cost more, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So if you do the math, it's roughly about a 37% savings on the fragrance, which I thought was wonderful. So that saved me just about $100. I was very happy to save $100, and just nice to know that if you had, say for example, if you had your bottle engraved before, you can keep your bottle. You don't have to dispose of it. You don't have to recycle it. And I really just liked the idea, and I appreciated the whole experience. So let me talk just a little bit more about some of the fragrances. So most of them are going to be in that price range. There are a few like specialty fragrances that they've released recently. They also seem to be releasing new fragrances quite frequently. So if you check back from time to time, you're going to see different things on offer, but they do have the standard fragrances like Orage and L'Immensité, and I think one of the popular ones for women is Rose des Ventes. And so you can buy all of those, and then there's these specialty fragrances. They come in these beautiful bottles with this like crystal flower on the top of them. And what I thought was so cool is that that crystal bottle also comes with a little ready-made canister, and it has like a little tilt on the top so that it can accommodate the flower on it. So they think of these little details like that, and that is what I love about Louis Vuitton. So overall, the whole experience was really fantastic. And I have to say that if you can go into the boutique, get the whole experience, and actually save some money while doing it, why wouldn't you want to do that? So if you've ever thought about buying one of their perfumes, just know that you know, you have that option to refill it, so you don't always have to spend $300 or $500 to get your brand new scent. So that is it for my video today, guys. If you have any comments or questions for me, do leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you like the content, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.